Hello everyone, good morning. How are you? I hope you all are doing very well. I am Kartik Kumar, Faculty of Biology from Jesus and Mary Academy. I am here to take a lecture for plant tissue. Before the starting of more detail related to the plant tissue, we should know about the tissue first. The tissue is group of cell with having the similar structure and function is called a tissue. That means, as we know that earlier from the previous classes, cell is the structural and functional unit of life. But the group of cell to form a tissue, that means it is the second layer of the life. That's why it is the tissue to form a next level of organization, that is organ, and combination of organ to form an organ system, and lots of organ system combine together to form an organism. So this is the total procedure for the cell to the organism. And one more thing about related to the tissue, because we are here to study about the tissue. So tissue is also a structural and functional unit of organ, because as the tissue made up of the group of cells, just as equal as the organ is made up of group of tissue, and it is the structural and functional unit of organ. That's why it is the group of cell to having the similar function, and structural is called tissue. The study of tissue is called histology. What? Histology. The study of tissue is called histology. Here, a simple and short chart related to the plant tissue. We should remember this chart because it will be help in the next some classes. So, the plant tissue can be divided into two types. The first one is meristematic tissue and the second one is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue can be also divided into three types: apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary. Same as permanent tissue can be divided into two types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue can also be classified into three categories or three types. The first one is parenchyma, the second one is collenchyma, and last one is sclerenchyma. Same as for the complex permanent tissue, the complex permanent tissue divided into two types. The first important one is xylem and second one is phloem. We will discuss each and every topic in detail. So let's start. The first one is meristematic tissue. Here, the meaning of meristematic tissue means it is also known as temporary type of tissue. Why? Because it is first an essential type of tissue which helps in growing and elongation of plant body parts. That's why it is also called as temporary tissue, because it's situated at a point for some time. That's why it is called as temporary. Let's take an example. Suppose the initial height of a plant is 3 cm or 5 cm. It is the tip of the plant. At the time of initial stage, the height of plant was 5 cm. After few days, the height of the plant will increase and obtained as 7 cm. These 2 centimeters are increased in few days just because of the differentiation in meristematic tissue, and meristematic tissue is applicable for the growing of the plant parts. That means it is the parts It is the plant parts which is responsible for the growing of the area. That means which will be increase the elongation part of the plant for the stem and root as well. Now let's study the characteristics about the meristematic tissue. The characteristics of meristematic tissue are: the cells of meristematic tissue are very small in size, and the cell wall is thin, and vacuoles are mostly absent. What is vacuoles? Vacuoles are only found in plant cells. This is the vacuole, and it is totally absent. It is mostly absent, it was not always. So we can simply say to as this is the plant vacuoles, and it absent in meristematic tissue. The cell wall is thin. Okay. More characteristics of meristematic tissue are: they are spherical, longitudinal, or oval in shape. The size of meristematic tissue and shape of meristematic tissue can be vary because they have a different types of shape present in a meristematic tissue. Now, the next characteristics of meristematic tissue is it is compactly arranged without any intercellular space. What is the meaning of this sentence? The sentence said is the cells are together to form as without any intercellular space. That means compactly arranged. And what is intercellular space? The intercellular space is a space between two cells. Here we can simply see in here there is no any kind of space found between two cells. That is why we can say here the intercellular space are totally absent in meristematic tissue. And the presence of prominent nucleus is present in meristematic tissue. What is the prominent nucleus? The prominent nucleus means well-developed nucleus. Well-developed nucleus. That kind of nucleus which having the nuclear membrane, nucleolus, nucleoplasm, and all the characteristics which is applicable for the nucleus having found in the cells. This is called prominent type of nucleus. Is it okay? Now, the next characteristics having presence of abundant cytoplasm. What is abundant cytoplasm? Abundant cytoplasm means cell having nucleus and dense cell organelles. That means the group of cell organelles and nucleus found in a cell is called abundant cytoplasm. Do you know about the cytoplasm? What is cytoplasm? The cytoplasm is, suppose it is a cell and the outermost layer of the cell is plasma membrane. And if we are talking about the plant cell, the additional layer of plant cell is called cell wall. And inside of the plasma membrane there are cytoplasm and nucleus are found. This is the cytoplasm. Inside of cytoplasm there are lots of cell organelles found and nucleus is present. That kind of characteristics for the cytoplasm is called as abundant cytoplasm. Means dense cell organelle with a cell nucleus is present in a cytoplasm is called abundant cytoplasm. Is it okay? Now we are here for the function of meristematic tissue. Before the meristematic tissue, function of meristematic tissue, it was the characteristics. I told you earlier, and don't be confused about the characteristics and function. The characteristics means how it behaves as, how it looks as, and how to perform means if the some cell or tissue is performing in different kinds, that will be the function of that kind of cells or tissue. That is functions. And function of meristematic tissue is the meristematic tissue divided continuously, and continuously meristematic tissue divides to form a different and new kinds of tissue for the different kinds of other types of tissue, like we will discuss later. In the next function, we will see that it helps in the increasing of length and girth or width of the plant. Why it increasing the length? I told you and show you an example how the meristematic tissue helps in the increasing of length. In the next function, it continuously form a number of new cells. Just because it form a number of new cells, that's why the number of new meristematic cells are performed to elongate the plant tissue. That's why we can simply say it as the meristematic tissue continuously form the number of new cells. Here, now, on the basis of location, meristematic tissue can be divided into three types. As I said earlier, this is the meristematic tissue, and here the three types of meristematic tissue: the apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. Now we will discuss each and every types of meristematic tissue in detail. The first is apical meristem. Let me show you a diagram. It is the diagram of meristematic tissue, where all the three different kinds of meristematic tissue found in a single diagram. It is the apical meristem, it is the intercalary, and it is lateral meristem. Intercalary and lateral meristem we will discuss in later. Now first we have discussed about the apical meristem. Apical meristem, it is occurs at the tip of the plant. That means tip of either root or shoot. At the end of root or shoot, it is found a apical meristem, which is applicable for the elongation or increasing in the length of the plant. That's why here the function of apical meristem is it increases the length and elongation part of the plant cells. Is it okay? Now the next type of meristematic tissue is lateral meristem, and lateral meristem are arranged in parallel manner beside the epidermis of the plant. What is the epidermis? Let me show you once again in diagram. This is the diagram of meristematic tissue, and this is the cork cambium. Outside of cork cambium, this is epidermis. This is epidermis. And after the epidermis, the cell, the intercalary, having the two kinds of cambium cells are present. The first one is cork cambium and the second one is vascular cambium. Two types of cambium combinedly together named as lateral meristem. We will not discuss the vascular cambium and cork cambium because it is not in its syllabus. That's why we will discuss only about the lateral meristem. So now we are here for the function of lateral meristem. Lateral meristem having the function, it causes the increasing in the girth or width of the plant. That means it increases the surface area. it increases the surface area of the plant in the form of widthness. That means it increases the width of the plant. Now, about the intercalary. Intercalary is present at the basis of internodes. It is present at the base of internodes, and its function is it increases the length of the plant organ. What is the plant organ? Different types of organ formed as a combination of cells or tissue to form an organ. So, let's take an example. Suppose it is the plant and it is the internodes of the plant parts. And between the internodes, the intercalary meristem are present, and just because of the intercalary meristem, the length between the internodes will increases. That means if the internodes height will increases or elongated just because due to the intercalary meristem. Is it okay? Here the simple tissue or simple tissue was completed. Simple tissue has been completed. Now we will discuss here about the second type of plant tissue, that is permanent tissue. Permanent tissue having the some characteristics and function also, which is given below. The permanent tissue are formed when the meristematic tissue divides. That means after the division of meristematic tissue, the permanent tissue will formed. The characteristics of permanent tissue: the cell having much larger size, and this cell do not perform division type of cell. That means permanent tissue cannot divide after the completion of permanent in position. That means just because of they have not capacity to divide furtherly, hence it is called as permanent tissue. Now the cell of permanent tissue are either thin or thick-walled. In the cell of permanent tissue, they having large vacuoles are present. But as you remembered, the vacuole was absent in meristematic tissue. Okay? In the cytoplasm of permanent tissue, either absent or present in a very little amount. Very little. That means if the cell having the large vacuole without cytoplasm, or if the cytoplasm is present, that means in a very little. Now we are going to about the function of permanent tissue. It helps in different type of supports and protection and flexibility and strength, rigidity by the different kinds of or different types of permanent tissue. That is the most important function of this. And it also helps in transportation of water, mineral and different kinds of transportation occurs by the help of permanent tissue. Permanent tissue having mainly two types. The first one is simple permanent tissue. That means it is very simply said as it is the composed of structurally and functionally similar type of cell. That's why we can say it as simple type of permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissue. That means each and every cell will structurally and functionally similar, and it provides the support and protection to the plant. or plant parts. Now, it having also three types. The simple permanent tissue having also three types. Look at this chart once again. It is the simple permanent tissue, and here the name of the types of simple permanent tissue, that is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. We will discuss here each and every types of permanent tissue, simple permanent tissue. One more important thing, my dear, in each and every kinds of permanent tissue, that either simple permanent tissue or complex permanent tissue, you should have remembered three things. The first thing is the location, second thing is the structure, and third thing is function. Location means where it is found, structure how it looks like, and function how it behaves as. These three things are most important for each and every types of tissues. So you should remember three things mostly: location, function and structure. Now let's start about the parenchyma. Parenchyma cells having look like this type or maybe this kind of cells. Either it is the location, that means it is present in all part of the plant, that is location. If anyone asks to you where the parenchyma are found or it present, you can simply say it as it is present in all over the plant parts. Is it okay? You can write this point in a location area. So you have to mention the 3 points: location, structure and function. This was the location, that means it present all over the plants. Now the structure is, it is thin walled and living type of tissue. It is most important, my dear. Where the living type of cells or tissue found and where the dead type of cells, we should remember. And it is the thin walled. It is the thin walled. And cell wall is made up of cellulose. It is the most important, my dear. You should remember this point, because each and every permanent type of cells tissue will be different cell wall. So we should remember the one thing: the cellulose is the component of cell wall in the parenchyma. Mostly intercellular space are present. What is intercellular space? I told you in the earlier, it is intercellular space. Intercellular space mostly present, mostly, not always, because you can see in the diagram there is no intercellular space is present. So here the intercellular are present in the mostly cell of parenchyma having the intercellular space are present. How the structure they? The structure of parenchyma may be in oval shape, spherical shape or cylindrical shape. Is it okay? Mostly oval, spherical and cylindrical in shape. It was the structure for parenchyma. Now it's time for the function of parenchyma. What is the function of parenchyma? It mainly store the food. It mainly store the food and water in the root and stem. And it also helps in conduction of water in the roots. That means this is the cell or tissue which helps in conduction of water inside of the root. Now we will discuss about some important related term with parenchyma. If the parenchyma cell contain the chloroplast, that time is called as chlorenchyma, not collenchyma. It is chlorenchyma, which is different from collenchyma, which is the another type of simple permanent tissue. It is colloidal type. You have to remember, don't be confused. The collenchyma means when the parenchyma cells contain the chloroplast. As you know that chloroplast which helps in the photosynthesis. Just because the parenchyma having the chloroplast, it is called as collenchyma. Collenchyma. Next one is arranchyma. About the arranchyma, it is a soft plant tissue which containing the air space, and it is mostly found in aquatic plant. It is mostly found in aquatic plant, or these air space will help in gaseous exchange, my dear. Gaseous exchange.